Welcome to It's a Mimic with your DMs, Adam, Dan, and Terry.
I want to talk about monsters, guys. Favorites and least favorites. Well, let's do favorites first.
Yeah.
15?
13.
Oh, God. I got
Adam
11.
is winning.
I'm just ruling this. Okay, so let's look at favorite monsters.
Are we deep diving into these guys? Are we just going like surface level? The flavor of these monsters is my favorite.
Yeah, flavor. I mean, the thing that sticks out in your head. The thing that I like, honestly, if I'm going to throw something that's got to be in absolutely every campaign, it is going to be, can you want to guess? You guys take
Beholders.
I would think Beholders, but I'm not going to say it because Dan said it, so I'm going to say Demons.
Demons? Honestly, it was almost Demons, but it's kobolds.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a kobold. Kobolds are beautiful for low level, for tier 1 and tier 2, and if you're super creative, you can make them tier 3 bad guys too.
Yeah.
Right? They are fantastic to have as NPCs. They're often the common relief, or the comic relief, but they don't necessarily have to be. They can be real scary, and if they get your shit, they steal it from you, and they take off into their tunnels, you're never getting that back.
Yeah.
That is a campaign to go get that back.
And I love that because I am probably one of those rare D&D players that actually doesn't mind if they lose their shit. I kind of think it's quite funny, and Adam's done it to me several times in different ways now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whether it be my dagger just goes down a sewer system, and I'm like, oh crap, well, there that goes. Or giving me items I can only use once, and then it's gone. But
Oh, that drives me up the wall. Like you've given me like small little items, and I will guard them to like the day I die.
Yeah, you don't use items
But
enough.
kobolds, you're right, they're great for that, and it's entertaining.
The great thing about kobolds too is they've got this amazing flavor about like whether or not they consider themselves dragons, and how they feel about dragons, and they worship dragons and whatnot. I absolutely love the idea of these sneaky little nasty creatures that will just fall on their knees and worship the first scaly thing that comes by.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like they are goblins with more personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. My answer is kobolds.
Okay.
Dan, you're next.
Honestly, I'm torn. Because, like, do we consider, like, the monster race that you like the most that because it's prolific and everything else, or
no, what's your favorite monster? What's the monster that,
monster?
when you're DMing and you're like, hey, you know what? Somewhere in this campaign, I'm definitely going to bring out a blah.
Oh, Beholders.
Yeah?
Every single time. I see a beholder. I see a room that has 10 paths running from it, and I get excited. I am like, anticipation cranks up to 11. I'm waiting with bated breath for that beholder to pop up, and just the evil laughter and the anti-magic and everything.
The deep.
Yeah. That said, I hate how they are done in 5th.
Really?
I cannot stand
Why
the
do you like
auto-hitting
them in 5th?
rays.
Oh,
okay.
The auto-hitting rays is annoying as heck. They should still be attacking.
You're telling me.
No. Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of this game is based off advantage and disadvantage and stuff like that.
It's not, they don't auto-hit. They don't. A lot of, normally, like 6 or 7, depending on which beholder type you're talking about, 6 or 7 of those raids, if you make that save, you just don't take the effect at all.
But they still auto-hit. It's like you are forced to make that save no matter what. Right? And you still have to roll and make that save.
Yeah, but how is that different from anything else as an area of effect?
But it's not an area effect. It is a ray. That is why there needs to be an attack.
So you think it should be because it's a ray, a beam,
exactly.
It should be a roll to hit.
I'm casting Scorching Ray. What am I...
Right.
Why is the person I'm casting Scorching Ray on not just making a dexterity save?
But half of the time it is. You just don't like it because it's called a ray. If it was a cone, you'd be fine with it. There are 2 ways to hit things in 5th ed. You roll to hit, or they roll to save.
But
one or the other.
Beholders don't have a roll to hit.
No, it's all roll to save.
I know, and that bothers me.
I don't know. I disagree.
As I run, I would roll like right on the cover of the
right on the cover of the monster manual. It is a freaking beholder because it is so classic and iconic and amazing.
And they're my favorite things ever. I don't like how they are mechanically run in this game, and I would
What don't you like about it though? Because that is a legitimate with like.
I think it takes a little bit of agency away from players. Is my feeling with it, and this is not saying anything bad against.
I think it just changes the strategy that they have to do. That's all, like.
Look, it makes the beholder scarier. First of all, because they're gonna hit you.
Yeah.
You have to save against it, as opposed to I can just run around here and if I pump my AC, it'll be fine.
But I have played video games and things like that my entire life. I look at things like the Medusa. If you show the Medusa its reflection, it does that. Why can't you try to stop one of the rays?
Because for the same reason that you can't just go push
with a
over
shiny shield.
The same reason you can't just go push an ancient dragon. Because mechanically speaking, this is one of those
you should be
terrifying...
able to push an ancient dragon. It's gonna go poorly for you.
Yeah,
but you still go, And
you should be able to go into a beholder's lair. It's going to go poorly for you, and it's going to go...
So what I would do is I would make each ray a roll to hit. Like, that is the difference I would do. Same effect, same everything else. But
okay,
be a roll to hit.
So if it's a roll to hit, do they get a save against that effect?
Oh, yeah, still.
No, okay, so there's 2 rolls to get hit by a beholder? No, that's too much. It's got to be one or the other. Anytime that 5th Ed starts throwing multiple rolls to see whether or not you're affected, my least favorite thing about 5th Ed is you get to roll to save every turn. That is garbage to me, because now you have this Medusa that will turn you to stone, but you get 3 rolls to get out of it? That's nuts. A Medusa's scary because it turns you to stone. It should be 1 roll, you're done.
No, I disagree.
But the effects of the eye rays follow the disintegrate spell is a dex save. The disintegrate eye ray is a dex save.
Yeah,
it follows that same mechanic.
But there's no
but the fire ray that does like 8d6 fire damage is a ray, whereas scorching ray, a spell, you have to roll to hit. Like, you understand where that differentiates.
It's just the word ray for you then.
Yeah, but they're eye rays. So if you're going to do something different, do something different. We're not arguing about the mechanics of a beholder right now. We shouldn't be. They are my favorite thing. They are maniacal. They are intelligent. They are powerful. They are
chaotic as all
hell. And
terrifying.
Like, they are the title of one of your books. Xanathar, the Xanathar, is a beholder that lives underneath Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Like, it is a like, look at your Xanathars. If you weren't aware of this, kind listener, look at your Xanathars. There are 10 eyeballs on the cover of that thing. If you have the collector's edition and a big goldfish, but that's a Xanathar thing. So, like, I love beholders. They have so much flavor. The Dungeons and Dragons movie where they made them watchdogs.
Yeah,
that is the thing I point out every single time. Not just Jeremy Irons' stellar high school level acting.
We'll have a whole bonus episode on that because I know I can feel it coming out.
All right.
So much
all right. Yeah, we're gonna move on to Terry. Yeah. Your turn is done. You've used your action.
I feel like mine is anticlimactic now, but in sticking with the same, I forget the word, the same boringness, I suppose, of humans being my favorite, gnomes being my least favorite. My favorite monster in Dungeons and Dragons is dragons.
All right, hold on. Again, we should have bet on this.
Yeah.
But pick chromatic or metallic. Which one?
Chromatic.
Yeah?
Chromatic.
Why?
It's big red. The big red.
I love them both. But I love chromatic dragons. No, well, you guys know I love black dragons. I love that pure sadism. I love chromatic dragons and they're evil. And I think because like growing up and like it's a classic fantasy type thing. Beholder is a classic Dungeons and Dragons thing, but dragons are in every type of fantasy. And you think dragons initially, you think like the big red fire breathing dragon. So when I got introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, I was like, there's ice-breathing dragons, and there's poison-breathing dragons. This one breathes acid. All these different things.
I think in Game of Thrones, when the spoiler alert for the end of season 7, when they ended up bringing the dragon back from the dead with the cold breath, I think that rocked the average fan.
Yeah. I love that.
Whereas every single D&D fan was like, yeah, okay.
He's a white dragon now.
And even when I started to go through the monster manual and study the dragons, and the black dragons have the horns that come out the side, and the green and the blue dragon has the horn that comes to the front, and I fell in love with them, and I just think they're a classic thing. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't agree with is there's some people who like to homebrew their own dragons. Adam homebrews his own dragons. Some people
yellow
like the the gem dragons that got introduced. So there's lots of different ways you can go. I personally love it because I would never stop exploring dragons. You could have a freaking orange dragon, I'd be all over it.
I'm all over doing a proper dragon slaying campaign at some point.
There's like homebrew ones out there on like Pinterest and stuff. If you follow,
Sure,
where there's like cactus dragons and things, and there is brown dragons out there, and I'm down with it. I'm like, that's cool. Like you can put that into a campaign
what
anywhere.
What exactly does a cactus dragon breathe?
It just lives under just needles. I don't know.
Piercing damage, I guess. Breath weapon.
Yeah, I think it may just be needles. Somebody out there might correct us, but so for
little
me,
pink flowers all over it.
Enjoying that typical sort of knight human fighter, you face the dragon. So dragons.
So, shall we talk least favorites?
Yeah, we can get into that.
Let's do least favorites.
I botched.
I got a 7.
So did I. Rock, paper, scissors.
No.
Roll off. 13.
18.
Oh, Terry gets to go first.
I won Dungeons and Dragons. If I failed this roll, I was just going to stop playing. I'd never come back again. And finish it on
so that was Terry in the first episode only.
Least favorite monster I struggled with for a little while. I think I don't even know their names because I don't like them. The little mechanical ones where they're like squares and circles and stuff. They have
the Modrons.
I read up on them a little bit. I didn't like them. I just thought they were. I don't see how they fit in. You guys might be able to tell me a little bit more. I don't see how
they're creatures from the plane of law, aren't they?
Yeah, from I think it's Mechanus.
Yeah,
they're the creatures out of all of the monster manual that wowed me the least, and I was like, I don't care if I never see these things again. Goodbye.
I like constructs. I think that they're really cool, so that you can either get the gnomish tinker on crack, like just building these awesome automatons. If we can have golems, if we can have suits of armor that walk around, if we can have warforged, because they're coming. Mm-hmm. They've released them in the Unearthed Arcana at this point.
They'll come.
Yeah, so if we've got all this, then why not the odd construct? But the construct to me is a clockwork being with basic sentience. And if I were to ever run a duodrone or a pentadrone, their names are boring, right? How many different limbs does it have? And that's the prefix. If I were to run that, it would be a clockwork servant.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I'm with you. I'm on board with that 100%. But I think about, I don't know how much you know the extended Wizard of Oz universe. Because it's actually,
What?
Okay, so The Wizard of Oz, the movie, is based on a series of like 11 or 12 books. There's a ton of them. And a lot of the stuff in there is like clockwork, which is why we just had the... it's very much like the... did you see the sequel to the Alice in Wonderland? The Through the Looking Glass?
Yeah.
Where there was that like the time wizard or whatever that was in it. I saw it once and didn't like it. But it was everything in it was clockwork in there. That's what Mechanus is to me. Mm-hmm. And there would be these little clockwork creatures running around that need to get back to a giant clockwork construct that will twist their keys again to keep them wound up. And if they don't get back to it, then they die in time. And like that's how I would run those things.
Yeah.
That's not the lore.
I think that's the problem. Is like the lore, or like I at the time I just can't think of ideas how to make them more interesting, other than this is a mechanical thing.
It's funny because I have a lot of minis. I have a bunch of minis of those guys, and they sit at the bottom of the bin, and they're never going to get touched, right? Like I have no interest in them either. I think you're.
What about you, Adam? What's your least favorite?
Rushing us through because of the time limit, Dan.
Oh, we're getting close on an hour.
Yeah, no, that's fine though. First episode, they want more, they need more.
Need more. You will listen to us talk forever.
Always leave them wanting more half an hour ago.
I struggled with my least favorite.
Oh, I got mine. I'm ready.
You can hold your action, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my action. You do yours because I'm still fighting with it.
I can't stand undead. Just in general.
Get out.
Undead.
Get out.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're just a wrong person.
Why are you wrong about everything? You've played Dungeons and Dragons the longest. You have no idea about this game.
And this is why I'm not a big fan. And like generic skeletons and like generic zombies. Zombies not so much, but like skeletons, I can't stand them for one reason and one reason only. They are overplayed. They are in every single campaign.
It's because they're one of the 6 mobs. That's it. That's what they're there for.
No, they don't have to be there for that. Like, and they're entry level. After you're level 3, there is no challenge to a skeleton.
Challenge accepted.
Unless you tweak things yourself.
No, challenge accepted. I will
Minotaur
play them. I will play them as
Minotaur skeleton.
Yeah.
They're bland and like they lose their racial abilities from the things that they are skeletons. So you're like, yeah, you have a Minotaur skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
That Minotaur skeleton is gonna clack her up to you and swing a thing at you. That's what they're gonna do.
So you just kind of similar for me with what I said. I can't even remember the name of the thing I said. Mobidrons.
Yeah.
Like they're just bland and
they're just a bit boring to you,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Now that said, the higher level undead things like liches also are overplayed, but I like them. They're powerful. Dracoliches are pretty cool, but they're magic dragon skeletons.
Yeah.
Like, it's those mundane, like, human skeletons that walk in with their little old decrepit spear and their wooden targ that has been cracked from centuries. And
But undead has such a wide spectrum. So skeleton things you don't like, but obviously
the higher level undead, the
vampires, very different skeletons.
There is a creature that Gary Gygax made that I love. It's one of my favorite creatures that is an undead. It is a heck of a, and
it's a heck of a good what?
It's a heck of a problem, is what it is, and I love them. Because
stop ruining my fantasy with your weird words that pull me out of the story. You know?
But that's what it is. It's like, what is that? It's a heck of a what? A heck of a problem. Like that's what the joke is, and every time it's funny. So like
I've yet to hear it be funny.
I've heard it once and I didn't like it.
Thanks, guys. Love you too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
okay, all right. So my least favorite. I was gonna say the Gith.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. That's going to be a different episode. And
I love GIF. We're gonna fight.
but I'm gonna have to say angels.
What is wrong with you two?
Now, okay. First and foremost, angels as the lawful good. They're a great differing kind of challenge compared to your regular demons and devils and goblins and like your hordes. Your mobs, your standalone creatures like your ropers and your beholders, they're different from aberrations. They are there to be lawful good. And they can challenge the party in different ways. But I've seen that story 100 times.
Yeah.
I just don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are two ways to run an angel. The fallen angel.
Yeah.
Or the I am so dead set in my way, I am so righteous, I am so sanctimonious that you are not worthy and now you have to fight me.
Great for new players, though. Great story for new players, but I think you two are at the point now where you've seen it 1,000 times. But it is fun for new players, though.
I would like to change my answer because you reminded me of things with wings, and I had to go off on a little tangent here. So bonus action, I'm coming in here. I'm Sturges. Sturges could go die.
You get 1 minute to talk about Sturges.
Big F off mosquitoes need to just get out of my fantasy.
Why, Dan?
I hate
Tell
them.
the story.
So I had a campaign with a dwarven samurai. I love this guy. He was great. He had his big old bastard sword and he was cleaving his way through things. Our DM decided to be like, okay, well, Sturges. And he got the rule wrong and they stayed attached. He bled my character dry in a period of 2 rounds. My dwarf samurai bled him dry of Constitution in 1 round. Or 2 rounds. He then proceeded to follow me around for the next 3 years of gameplay.
The DM?
With the
DM.
Well,
not the dwarf.
In 3 years of gameplay, he would say there's a buzzing on the horizon, and every single time it was surges, and every single time they would attack and stay attached and drain your blood. And I hate the cat-sized mosquitoes. They drive me insane. To tease me in a game, Adam once went, oh, we need a miniature for your raven. Here's a sturge. Like, he just twisting the dagger. I cannot stand them. They need to get out of my fantasy. If you're going to have mosquitoes, have mosquitoes. If you're going to have big mosquitoes, have big mosquitoes. Not
no
cat-sized sturges. I can't stand sturges.
All right, no, that's fair. But now we're back in initiative. And just to wrap up the angels.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I like them as an NPC. Mm-hmm. Just fine. They'll come in, they'll give you things to do, they'll punish you for not having done
creatures, right? Angels? I
don't like the solar angels are.
I don't like because they're big. Yeah. So I like the idea of them being the same size as everyone else.
I just like the traditional version of angels where they're like the glowing humanoids with a single set of wings. I like the biblical
the weird, like, it's got 3 baby
It's
heads,
got
9 wings.
It's got 4 heads, 6 wings, 8 feet. Like, it's made of wheels
and 0
gears.
genitals, which is strange too. Like,
Well, if you go into the Hebrew, the feet, it could mean.
oh, hold on, feet?
Yeah, that's a thing.
They have
So
feet
the story. Yeah, I'm a Bible nerd. I already mentioned this.
Yep.
So the story of
We're losing them.
you guys all know the story of the flood, right? Like
Yeah.
Jonah and the flood.
Yeah.
So no, that's Jonah and the whale. Oh
Noah.
Noah and the
Let's
flood.
do this. Come on.
Woof.
You failed.
There is a part at the end where
Knowledge
his
religion.
daughters cover his feet. That is Noah being drunk in a cave, butt ass naked. Like the covering their feet, like angels, they cover their feet. No, they're covering their private parts. That's what it covers his feet means.
Oh man, the next
Really?
time that Andrew's an angel is gonna have a foot fetish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how this
Love
is.
it.
Gonna
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to It's a Mimic. Enjoyed this teaser? Want more? Follow us on social media or visit itsamimic.com. The official first full episode premieres January 29th, 2019. Be awesome and tune in.